the headlines. Lack of national and regional scientific knowledge on Japan's treated nuclear water discharged into the Pacific Ocean remains a concern for Solomon Islands. The University of the South Pacific Solomon Islands campus held its open day. And World Bank highlights the agriculture sector as one of the main drivers for economic growth in the country. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Andrea Maahanwa. Lack of national and regional scientific knowledge on Japan's treated nuclear water discharged into the Pacific Ocean remains a concern for Solomon Islands. Sharon Nanau reports.
Lack of national and regional scientific knowledge on Japan's treated nuclear water discharge into the Pacific Ocean remains a concern for Solomon Islands. Minister of Foreign Affairs and External Trade, Honorable Peter Chanel Agovaka, made the statement when delivering Solomon Islands' national address to the 79th United Nations General Assembly meeting. He said specialized agencies on nuclear waste in relation to Japan's treated nuclear water discharge must continue to build trust among the international community.
Mr. President, in response to the discharge of treated radioactive contaminated water into the ocean by Japan, the lack of national and regional scientific knowledge on the understanding, the intergenerational impact, and the transboundary nature of the discharge continues to cause uneasy and anxiety for my country. United Nations specialized agency, including the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, must continue to build bridges of trust with states and support states' capacity to read and understand the IAEA's report and to monitor the discharge of treated radioactive contaminated water into the ocean.
Honorable Agovaka said Solomon Islands' position on Japan's treated nuclear water discharge is related to the Pacific region's nuclear-free zone position.
Our concern, Mr. President, is connected to the sad history of our region being used to test, store, and dump nuclear waste and weapons. Mr. President, Solomon Islands remains a nuclear weapon-free state under the 1985 Rarotonga Treaty. This week, we signed and ratified the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. This is a message of peace to all our friends not to engage in military nuclear projects and to free the world of nuclear weapons.
Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
The University of the South Pacific Solomon Islands campus successfully held their open day at its new Honiara campus. Held annually, the event attracts future students to pursue higher education at the university. Mary Manilagua attended the open day and filed the story.
The University of the South Pacific Solomon Islands campus, USPSI, held its open day at the newly constructed campus in Honiara yesterday. The annual event gathers a total of 30 schools in Honiara, giving them the opportunity to visit the newly built Tesari campus. In an interview with the media, Campus Director Billy Fito'o stated that the Open Day aims to attract future students who are inspired to pursue their higher education at USPSI.
And Solomon Islands campus, we do also have Open Day each year. And this is celebrated to bring in a lot of future students that aspire to proceed with their higher educations here in the Solomon Islands. So it is one of the calendar events that we usually look forward to. Today we have around 30 schools and around 1,800 students. So they came with their principal and staffs as well, but only for Form 5 and 6, I think. Yeah. Well, if you look around, this campus seems as a model to all of the campuses in the region. This is the first of its kind, and apart from Lodala in Fiji, this one is one of the most outstanding campus compared to others in the region. And so we are so fortunate to have it here in the Solomon Islands.
Meanwhile, the president of the Solomon Islands Campus Student Association, Alwin Maisulia, also mentioned that the event helped them to showcase their work as a student association.
Student association, mifala just for look after students, welfare of students, concern of students, garam towards the management. And today, mifala lo here garam booth lo there, where mifala garam items for distributing and also share them too. What na our mission and team lo mifala what na mifala dream inside the University of South Pacific.
SIBC News also managed to catch up with one of the students at the USPSI Open Day, Lewis Jr. Wate, a Form 7 art student from King George VI School, who shared his excitement about the Open Day program, which allows students to get a glimpse of the university.
Okay, so my impression is him beaming with a lot of joy. I can see there's a lot of excitement here. Me look around, me looking at students from various schools, come enjoy and me think it's a good thing that USP allow the students for open day. Indulging faculties where USP offering. And I think it's good because, especially for Form 6, because next year bata reaching university level na, so time learning what things bata sabi na what na career blomi like what na path bami go study in USP. So yeah, I think just in a brief no, me bara really excited to mas if able for welcome USP there where I feel welcoming as well to outsiders so sa kami basically every school na sa Tamatego. So
Mary Manelegua, SIBC TV.
World Bank highlights the agriculture sector as one of the main drivers for economic growth in the country. Agriculture is an important sector for the Solomon Islands' national economy, providing for and sustaining 85% of the rural population with food crops, cash crops, and livestock for their daily livelihoods and social security. Sharon now with the details.
World Bank's report, the Solomon Islands Country Economic Memorandum, Unlocking New Sources of Economic Growth, has highlighted the agriculture sector as one of the main drivers for economic growth in the country. Speaking to SIBC News Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Permanent Secretary Dr. Samson Viulu says they support World Bank's economic analysis on the agriculture sector. He says if the agriculture sector is to become one of the main economic growth drivers, mapping the sector's value chain is needed.
What ministry I'm trying to do, and I'm already highlighted inside this report for addressing now. We need to conduct a whole value mapping chain. First, I mean mapping out the whole value chain where I'm involved from production to the market. And then you may identify those issues below each of the processes involved, the whole value mapping, a whole value chain. Yeah. Then you may try for sharing those responsibilities. One ministry alone, or one organization or donor partner alone, won't be able to address all these different processes. So, example, if we talk about cocoa this time, the price is quite high. It range from around 6,000 USD per ton to 10,000 USD per ton. And you may need for addressing infrastructure. Roads, bridges, storage houses, and then you may need for addressing reliable shipping. For shipping these products to our export port. Then you may need for addressing quality, blow okata products. And then you may need for addressing production, low farm level. So for agriculture, our focus should only be at the farm production level. And then MID should, and other stakeholders, low infrastructure sector, they should be assisting us.
Dr. Viulu adds they are working to make agriculture activities attractive to youths to ensure its sustainability in the future.
In order for me achieving long sustenance for agriculture development in the country, we must make agriculture attractive. And how do we make it attractive? Story me like a story now is what the youths blame me. Young people blame me. Okay, not interested in agriculture. And if you look lo generation where I'm currently tilling land, cultivating land for feeding me, still our fathers, our grandparents now still tilling land. Yeah, young people blame me not interested. But time you look lo Australian Labour Mobility Scheme and the one with New Zealand, it's all flooded by our youths. And our youths travel to New Zealand and Australia for work lo agriculture fields. Yeah. Why now? Okay, not interested for work lo this fella sector lo country blocket but lo Australia and New Zealand okay willing. One fella clear result nama answer nama lo datan. Selain hem lo agriculture lo Australia and New Zealand. People go where money is. And that's what we want to make agriculture in this country. It has to be not just about food production. Agriculture must be about making profit, making money. That's how Bayumi have attracting the young generation for come engage in agriculture.
84% of households in Solomon Islands grow crops and 37% have crop sales as their main source of income. Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
The Solomon Islands National Provident Fund has announced a 4% crediting rate to its members for the financial year ending 30th June 2024. This means that a total interest of $128,726,582 will be credited to all members. Minister of Finance and Treasury, Honorable Manasseh Sogovare, made the announcement in Honiara.
Well, the moment we're waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the Solomon Islands National Provident Fund throughout the country and beyond, and I have the pleasure to officially announce a crediting rate of 4% for our members for the financial year ending 30th June 2024. A total interest of $128,726,582 will be credited to your accounts from 30th September 2024.
Meanwhile, an $8,500 was also announced for this year's special benefit. Minister Sogovare says this is an increase compared to last year.
And as part of the fund's annual announcement, I would also like to announce a special death benefit of $8,500. Now, this is an increase of $500 on 2023 amount of $8,000. Let me now close by doing the right thing, thanking the board, the management, and then staff of the fund for looking after and managing our members' fund prudently. I can understand as fund managers, you have a great responsibility to keep our members' funds safe and grow for their retirement and all.
A stronger legally binding framework on climate change is needed as the Paris Agreement is failing.
A stronger legally binding framework on climate change is needed as the Paris Agreement is failing. Minister of Foreign Affairs and External Trade, Honorable Peter Chanel Agovaka, made this statement when delivering Solomon Islands' national statement to the 79th United Nations General Assembly. He said the International Treaty on Climate Change, signed in 2016, is failing to achieve its targets. Honorable Agovaka says for Solomon Islands, climate change is no longer a threat but a crisis.
Climate change is no longer a threat but a crisis. Solomon Islands is located in a hotspot where the impact of climate change is 3 times the global average. Science tells us we are on a 2.5 degrees Celsius trajectory. The Paris Agreement is failing humanity. We need a stronger legal binding framework that will put us on a 1.5 pathway. The voluntary approach under the Paris Agreement has failed miserably. The changing narrative on climate change is unacceptable. Mr. President, diversions away from talking about ambitious climate action, survival, or the construction of safe islands is replaced by a discussion on sinking and migration. We need to give hope to our people on the front line of climate change. The G20 is responsible for 80% of global emissions. The group must take a stronger leadership role in fighting against climate change.
Climate-related hazards in the Solomon Islands include tropical cyclones, flash floods, droughts, sea level rise, and extreme events related to increasing sea surface temperatures. Sharon Nanau, SIBC TV.
A more integrated approach to fuel supply is needed by the fuel industry to ensure there is always a safe level of fuel supply in Solomon Islands. Consultant Humphrey Tura made the statement during the National Energy Summit held recently when speaking on behalf of the petroleum sector. He said the integrated approach is needed to ensure that fuel supply to the country meets international standards and costs is managed.
Our major oil importers are basically operating standalone. Yeah, so they are basically operating on their own. I believe with little attention from the ministries on how they behave. So that's basically one of the issues that we want to work on to ensure that there is a more integrated approach in terms of how the supply of the fuel comes into the country. Not only the fuel in terms of the cost, but also on the standards of the product itself coming into the country. That's very important.
Minister Tora said decentralization of fuel storage in Honiara is needed to enable the country's fuel security.
Fuel storage is one of the issues that is a fact. We have fuel storages centered around the city, Honiara. In Honiara Center and as well as Lunga, we've got aviation fuel storage up at the airport. We've got storage tanks up at Goldridge, few depots in Gizo, Taro, and Auki. Why am I saying these things? Because it draws back to what we are talking about in terms of energy security, and our ability to be able to decentralize storages closer to the people. You know, I think most of these things, just to touch base on that, the power generation at the moment consume probably 80 to 90% of diesel fuel. Okay, so, and 10% of renewable.
Mr. Tora adds the fuel sector in the future will need to set standards for imported fuel due to international fuel markets shift towards clean energy.
We cannot be digressing away from what is happening in the world. The drive on clean energy is something that we cannot control, but it's coming. Yeah. So how do we behave in terms of our standards? That's quite important. You know, fossil fuel is the biggest, you know, pollutant, I would say, in terms of green gas emissions. Okay. So there is going to be a push on cleaner energy. Okay, so there's something for us to think about when we move forward. Having said that, you know,
improving livelihoods of rural villagers remains the core objective for Coconut Pacific Solomon Islands, KPSI. The company recently commemorated its 20th anniversary. Mary Manilagoa reports.
Improving the livelihoods of rural villages remains the core objective for Coconut Pacific Solomon Islands, KPSI. The company recently commemorated its 20th anniversary last week, coinciding with the launch of a new cocoa-based product. Since its establishment in 2004, KPSI has manufactured numerous products and is currently working with 1,000 coconut farmers across the country. KPSI Development and Marketing Director Colin Dyer told SIBC News that sustaining rural community incomes was the biggest achievement.
Well, I originally came here to serve SCCC, to work with SCC soon after the tension, and to help people to build businesses and to build enterprises. When I was introduced to this technology, it seemed like a perfect opportunity to actually provide some kind of model where we wouldn't just be talking about in rural livelihoods, but we would actually be working alongside villages and villagers. And so this is something that my wife and I deeply wanted to do, and it could not have been possible without village communities taking the opportunity and running with it themselves. We would not be here. We don't make coconut oil here, they make it in the village. And if it wasn't for hard-working entrepreneurial village dwellers and rural dwellers, this business would not be possible. And it's for them that we owe the credit for 20 years of work.
Mr. Dyer also acknowledges the valuable contributions made by rural farmers towards the company.
We have won awards, but really the awards always go back to the community. It's the communities that supply. They don't get the awards. We've won a number of awards. We've won Prime Minister's Award, we've won Entrepreneurial Awards, we've won Business Awards. But we are only the facilitators of what's happening in the villages. Our biggest achievement, we think after 20 years, looking back and reflecting, our biggest achievement is all these communities still producing coconut oil, still getting paid year upon year for the hard work that they're doing and getting regular incomes. For us, that's the achievement.
Aside from its virgin coconut oil-based products, KPSI has also ventured into cocoa. The company Drinking Chocolate Powder is the latest product to reach the shelves of the local market.
So we wanted to have something for that every Solomon Islander could use and every Solomon Islander could take advantage of their own product. So we introduced drinking chocolate, Kossi drinking chocolate. It is now available from all our box shops across Honiara and beyond. And it's a health drink to help Solomon Islanders to appreciate products and quality products that they grow and know themselves. It's going to be extended right across the country, but right now, because we only launched last week, it's only available in bulk shops currently, but we anticipate it being spread right across the Honiara and then right across the country in the coming months. That's our plan.
Mary Manilegua, SIBC TV.
The United States Embassy in Honiara officially launched the 2024 cohort for the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, AWE, in Honiara. Alex Dadamu with more.
The United States Embassy in Honiara officially launched the 2024 cohort for the Academy for Women AWE Entrepreneurs in Honiara. AWE is a U.S. government initiative that supports enterprising women through an online course developed to enhance knowledge, network, and access required by women entrepreneurs. Unlike previous cohorts, this year's participants will engage in weekly face-to-face group sessions. Speaking to SIBC TV, AWE coordinator and co-founder of Merekea Company Limited, Dr. Donna Wate says this is the largest number of participants in a single cohort since the commencement of the program.
This is the biggest cohort, 33 local women entrepreneurs. The previous cohorts were 1 and 2, so have no more of the others. But other no garib in-person components, the full online one. So this one have more, the biggest, and Mifa look forward for Hana, but Mifa go progress on 13 weeks, 13 weeks, so 2 more months.
Meanwhile, aspiring entrepreneur and AWE 2024 cohort participant Nambi Pituvaka is looking forward to learning more on how to run a business.
So this academic women entrepreneur, what me look forward to it now is because it creates an avenue where we came together and we do to create network, and also one fala program where him help him with dream online, and more on financial management and business entrepreneur, how for managing, and also for how for me for run into this for businesses. So him one for avenue and space where for everyone, so him support him each business entrepreneur in Solomon Island.
Pituvaka's business idea was formed after observing challenges by local entrepreneurs.
The missing gap that we have in Solomon Island is the Information System Center, which is to promote a local business. And that is one of the things that me looking that I think him missing gap in Solomon Island, and me like help him to mas a young entrepreneur to help them come up and make their business visible and in a larger market, and for people too, for our about him what their business is all about. So and my business is mainly on web. So Solomon Savvy him to support the local business entrepreneur in a long term.
SIBC News understands the AWE program's online platform, Dream Builder, was developed by the Arizona State University's Thunderbird School of Global Management. Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
A delegation from China's Jiangmen City, Guangdong Province, delivered Singer sewing machines for schools and communities in Guadalcanal Province. The delegation handed over the machines during a visit to Premier Willie Attu last week. Speaking to local media, Premier Attu explains that the delegation's visit serves to strengthen the province's relations with China.
And Guadalcanal Province also since 1983 have signed a relationship with the Guangdong Province. This is also 40 years ago. Also negotiations started in 1983, MOU was signed in 1984. So this year 2024, 40 years now. But since then, also no anything happened. Also apart from that time, we've all got Gigi Venture and other assistants who come from Guangdong Province. We all believe that last year, since my predecessor, I'm signing one MOU with him for also re-engaged bike. And we believe that this opportunity will come today here. It's an opportunity for Guadalcanal Province and Jiangmen City and also Honiara City Council for making a new relationship going forward with China, especially Guangdong Province.
He adds his government hopes to strengthen economic activities and investment in the agricultural sector through the current partnership.
One area we are looking at agriculture, also being Guadalcanal Plains tableau here with them land here, with them accessibility side of road and infrastructures. People believe in this area have need for exploiting for go ahead. By you looking also, so China, me mentioned a little bit, have got history will come out as being a low developed country, but them come out and graduate also each time development have come up. So meeting also other got examples where you Solomon Islands should also buy some land from Okata. So I'm now also me believe that this relationship by paving way, going forward. And interestingly too, also what I mentioned today, Jiangmen City, one of the tourist city lo China. So have opportunity too for tourism. Also something where we believe that in Solomon Islands we got an environment where I'm stop with himself marketing. And so to come help me also build him in such a way that also by himself attractive customer, also customize him. Yeah. Situation believe me, uphold him culture and but also opportunity for building relationship with himself, attracting other visitors for come and visit him country, believe me too.
Premier Attu also highlighted prospects of visiting Guangdong Province in China, stating that the province has a lot to learn from China's experience and development.
Seeing is believing. One of you not looking, but say, "Wakatu no ma." But time to go look him seleba, touch him seleba, tangible. Hold it, touch it, look him. It can be more convincing. And also, only also me as an individual, also, time you got him stuck people for go and look him, but give him support blood behind it, compared to only also minimum for go look him. So I'm not me putting forward here, and also, the Chinese embassy, I believe he's buying it. And we believe that hopefully some other business partner here will support him, that proposal of visiting China. And me like we do every year, one group go 1 year, another group go another year, inviting other people, stakeholders, or business people here, for go to, make them look. Then,
plan for what year are you starting? This year, next year?
We plan also we will waiting with the Guangdong group by arrival in November. So after we meet with them Guangdong Province, and we started with him embassy now, opportunity for to plan the first trip next year. Because we'll go end of year now.
Meanwhile, chairman of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, Jiangmen Community, Zhang Lei, reaffirmed Jiangmen City's commitment to support development initiatives in Guadalcanal Province. And now the latest in sports with Crofton Utukana.
17-year-old national taekwondo athlete Ting Sanxia will represent the country at the Junior World Championship in Korea from October 1 to 6, 2024. Senior taekwondo coach Junior Maitia accompanies Xia to the World Championships. Xia and Maitia left the country for Korea last Friday. Coach Maitia told SIBC Sports in an interview that Xia's dedication to training has prepared him well for this international competition.
This competition by Mifal Golo hem World Junior Taekwondo Championship lo South Korea. Gogea hem just for every junior athlete around the globe that for competition under World Taekwondo. Okay, so far after the Pacific game come athlete here, him been training with the squad. Even though him no joining Pacific game, no joining any events a long time him come lo with team national team, but me maintain him go him got him chance for him enter this for big events. So far him been compete last year lo Australia Opens lo June, and him mital been go him compete lo competition lo Gold Coast Australia lo this year lo May, and this one for be a first time for him compete lo outside the lo world lo Asia lo Korea lo Junior World Championship. Him one for big competition for him around the globe. Oh, me got him really me positively got him high confidence to him because him been with him the national team and him been compete throughout the experience play him Australia, and him got him confident. Me been looking him capable him side compete the world stage.
Sia also expressed his excitement to SIBC Sports, saying it's an honor for him to represent the country.
I feel a bit nervous because the country come, but me try my best for me for play hard and strong against other opponents. We inside with category blooming. Me feel proud that me representing country blooming. Go play outside and well, goal blooming for me play hard now. Maybe try and get gold or silver or maybe bronze. But if I don't reach that level, it's alright. I still have more other competitions for come. And
Meanwhile, SIBC Sports understands that World Taekwondo funded the trip to the championship, making it possible for Sia and Coach Maitia to participate in this important event. Crofton Utukana, SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.